Hello guys, welcome to another video, and this time we're going to be with Boomslife. I feel like Boomslife hasn't really been getting much love for this monk deck that he's been top 10 legend with so many times. He's really one of the best players. A lot of people are like, monk sucks, and this guy keeps saying, you're wrong. And he's not just saying it, but he's proving it every single time. You can see his current deck list that he's been running on stream right here. Now, I do want to go ahead, or so you want to say anything else real quick, Boomslife, about the introduction?
That's really generous. That's really generous from you. And I do agree. Monk is probably one of the better classes, even though everybody disagrees with me. So let's show them why I think Monk is actually really good. Let's do this.
Okay, so one question by Maldice, is that how you say his name on Discord? He wants to know, he's an inspiring monk lover, he wants to kind of learn how to play this deck, and one thing he wants to know is, how do you know when to go face with all this pilfer and when to just back off and not risk any prophecies?
That's a really, really complicated question to answer, but I'll try my best. Basically, you have to play your outs. By me saying that is like a scenario where ooh, this is rough. No, okay, so basically what I like to do is I know my whole deck list off the top of my head. So as soon as I get somewhat of a board going, I can generally calculate how much damage do I left, what can I draw, and I just play my outs. I'm not really concerned with the odds for it, because a lot of times I'm forced to do it anyway, because else I'm playing from behind, which this deck doesn't do that well. So that's basically how I do it. And breaking runes, I think people are overreacting to breaking runes. I think in some matchups you can break runes too fast, but in a lot of situations, just break the rune. Especially you shouldn't leave, like, if you have more than 5-6 damage, just go face. Don't worry about it. It's too much. It's just one card. Yeah, you can hit a prophecy, but the odds of hitting a prophecy are lower than not hitting a prophecy, or than hitting a. I hope you get what I mean. The odds are lowing of them hitting a prophecy than hitting a prophecy. So that's why I just say just go for it. The odds are in your favor. Don't worry about it too much. That's my thought process on it, at least.
Alright, so another question a lot of people have had that I've seen on Discord especially is that when it comes to your deck, it is pretty expensive. Do you feel
Yeah.
like there's any way to make budget cuts or something without sacrificing too much of the deck, or do you feel like this deck definitely needs a lot of legendaries?
The only legendaries that are absolutely necessary for my deck and what I built the deck around are Thieves Den. You can skip Thieves Den. In my opinion, you should run 2 Thieves Den. 3 is too much, 1 is too little. And Quinroll Burglar. I mean, you need at least 1 Quinroll Burglar and 2 Thieves Den from my deck. The rest is optional. It's pretty good, but it's optional. You don't need the Descendants of Alkosh. You don't need Ungolem. You don't need Anashi. Even though Anashi is amazing and I would recommend her, it's not 100% necessary. Second Quinroll Burglar, not needed. Tuskat, also amazing. So if you can get those, I would put Anashi and Tuskat on your high list after the Burglar and these 10, but they're not necessary. It's not core.
When you're playing this deck, do you go for a combo more so? Like, are you trying to win off combo, or are you playing for tempo? Because it's really hard for me to tell at times. And you do have a very strange play style with this deck. It's a very cool deck, and I would say it honestly has a pretty high skill cap in all honesty. But what's going through your head when you're playing this deck? Do you come? What kind of game plans do you come in with? Do the matchups change that game plan? Just can you kind of explain, or is it game by game? What's your play style with this
No,
deck?
the playstyle heavily depends on the matchup. Heavily it depends on the matchup. Like Control Mage at the moment is pretty popular, and then the only thing you can do against Control Mage, you can play for the board with the deck how I'm running it at the moment. You can make some changes what favors the Control matchup more, but then loses against the rest more often. But the way I run it now, if I run into a Control Mage, I just have to push everything face. Every damage counts and just put everything in his face. But it's more of a skill matchup in against Archer and stuff like that. And that are matchups where I actually have to think about the things that I do. Like, it's pretty hard to explain completely because it depends on the scenario. Just because I run the combo, um, A lot of times I just want to stall out with at least 3 minions. A lot of times, if I can have 3 minions on board with an Master of Thieves and a Thieves Den in my hand on turn 8, I usually win. So then I still want to go a little bit face just to put pressure on them. Don't get me wrong, especially with since I'm running charge like Cascade and what are they called? Cliff Racers. I keep saying cliffhangers. Cliff Racers.
It's okay.
So you can go face, but it's pretty good to just try to play around your combo. Obviously, it also depends on your hand. If you have one piece of the combo in your hand, you just play a little bit more safer. Just get somewhat of a board going, and then combo them down more. But a Pilfer deck, you're kind of forced to go face, right? Because else you won't get the buffs. So it really depends on a lot of matches. But only the control mage, have to say, is easy to play my deck. A lot of people disagree with me. Everybody thinks it's really easy to play this deck. I disagree though. I disagree. I think this deck's pretty hard to play. I'm actually happy you notice it, because you have to make a lot of decisions. You have to make a lot of decisions. Small decisions. I don't always make the best decision, but I'm still learning as well. I'm still figuring it out. I do think, however, I found something amazing. So, yeah.
So that is one thing I want to say is that you change your deck list a lot, which is expected. You know, the meta's changing, it's shifting. You got to change it to match the meta, try to beat the meta. But do you actually feel like right now, this in this current state, this is the strongest your deck's ever been, at least for this meta?
I think so. Yes. I think at the moment I'm trying out the giant snakes, which before a few days ago were golden saints, which I also like. But I don't know. I feel like the giant snakes are working, and a lot of times when I make changes is to see if the card actually synergizes with my deck instead of trying to break the meta too much. Because I'm still figuring out what's the best way to run it. I'll probably change a few things anyway, just for the sake of changing and see how other cards do. But at the moment, the highest I've been top 5 a lot with this deck, and I think the highest I've been was rank 3. So I can honestly say this is the best version at the moment in this current meta. Still a hard matchup against Control Mage though, don't get me wrong. But I think it's good. I think the version right now is the best I've had so far.
Hey, I can tell you, I ran Assassin deck that was built around Shackle, and I can't tell you how many times I would just shackle their board without trying to control it at all and just start smashing their face with Quinrell Burgo. And I was like, why am I playing control again? This
Yeah.
combo is so strong. But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely, I've seen a lot of plays with the Nasi get you out of very sticky situations. It's just a really cool deck. It looks really fun to pilot. Definitely one of the. Sorry.
Yeah. No, you go. Sorry, my bad.
I definitely want to say it's very interesting that you run Marshals whenever, you know, it's more for like tempo and such. And it looks, a lot of people question, like, they're like, how do you stay ahead on HP with this deck to run Marshal? So can you kind of explain that?
How's Kingsman? Kingsman is broken. Everybody's saying Marshall's broken. No, Kingsman is broken. Kingsman is the reason why Sora's Marshall is broken. I tried cutting Marshalls. Don't get me wrong, and I think you can cut them. They're not like core at the moment, but uh, sometimes your turn 5 into your Quinn Roll Burglar just helps so much. It helps so much just to see they can deal with it on turn 5 already. Because if your Quinn Roll Burglar goes off, you usually win the game. So it's just about getting the Quinn Roll Burglar one turn earlier if you're ahead. I'm not always ahead. I tried dropping them. You can drop them. I might drop them in the future again. For now, they've been doing all right. Not like insanely good in Archer by any means, or when I was running Golden Saints, then they ran better. But I do also run wire bets, right? So if I get a wire bet from a prophecy, I'm usually gain 4 health back. I run Kingsmans for health back, so I'm usually ahead in life. It's also pretty aggro at the moment, my deck. So I think usually I'm up in life on turn 5. Like a few cases, obviously, you just aren't, but most cases I'm up on turn 5. I don't have a lot of problem with getting the Marshal off. A lot of times I have problem with playing something with my Marshal though, and that's what I'm looking at the moment. So I will probably make changes, but that's the reason why I run Marshal. Just for every now and then you get the burglar. It just helps immensely.
And then I want to say that we're starting to get some questions in your chat, but it's not actually about the deck. So I want to say, do you have any last thoughts about this deck? Anything you want to let people know that are trying to aspire to play like you and trying to, net deck this deck and want to learn how to play it? Is there any really like things that you think they just need to know to be able to pilot this deck even suboptimally?
Um, I say the biggest mistake I see people make when playing this deck is caring too much about runes. That's the thing I see the most. People care too much about runes, and also what I also like to say is try to defend your Descendant of Alkos. So with the Black Set Protector or the Fighters Guild Recruit, even if you're against, I don't know, something that can deal with it, try to protect it, because sometimes it just goes off. They can't deal with it. You get a ward or whatever, and then on turn 4 with a Mass of Thieves, you just go off. So it's pretty valuable to defend them. Some people just let them die, and then you're already one card behind. So that's the tip I have. But other than that, I mean, try to calculate how much damage you have on board with combo. If you reach turn 8, like even if you don't have your combo in hand, still calculate how much damage you have in on the board. Because if your opponent breaks runes, you might draw into it. You might get lucky. So I'll keep always calculating how much damage you have on the board with your combo and without your combo, and then make the decision: do I go face? Do I trade? Can I? I don't know. People just have to get to figure out when to trade and when to go face. That's it basically. And it's not that hard. It just takes a couple hundred games, and you'll figure it out.
And then here's one question from your chat. Natched Blue wants to know, what is the weakest color combination in your opinion?
The weakest color combination. I'm not the right guy to ask that, to be honest. I've only played Monk and Archer, and I think I have no clue, man.
And
I think
then
I don't think red yellow is that strong. I might be wrong though. I might be wrong.
I would say a lot of people would say red yellow is probably the weakest. And being weakest doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's so far not the most refined, and it's probably the weaker one.
Yeah.
But so quick Q&A for you. One,
Yeah.
the game. How much do you love it right now? What's making you love this game?
I have a good background in card games, so
Can you give
I
us a
was
little bit
looking.
about it? Your background?
I'm a two-time regional Yu-Gi-Oh winner. I didn't go to nationals because I couldn't go. I was pretty young. It's quite a while ago. What did I do after that? I played it till I was 18, like competitive till I was 16, and then for fun till I was 18. And then I dropped card games because I got a girlfriend, like everybody. Then Hearthstone came out, and I tried to be competitive Hearthstone. I didn't really like the competitive scene. I wasn't a big fan of Battlefy, Strivewire, the tournaments they run, the admins. I couldn't get along with those guys. It's just personal. So I dropped that. I played a lot less Hearthstone. I tried looking for a new game after Hearthstone. I tried Eternal. I tried the what did I try? The Star Sit Gate. I don't even know. Remember? I tried RuneScape Chronicles. I tried everything to find a new game after Hearthstone, which actually worked for me. And I can honestly say this is the game for me. I'm absolutely amazed by how the complexity of it is. People complain about the rune system. I think the rune system is genius. Like there still needs to be some RNG in the game as a card game, and I think they do it pretty good. I actually like the balancing as well on a few keynotes, but I'm absolutely in love with this game as my next card game at least. So I will keep playing this at least for I don't know how long, probably a while.
And then my last question for you. What do you want to see as the new card, and what do you think is going to happen in this patch that's coming in a couple minutes?
Wow, that's a hard one. That's a hard one. I actually want to see. Um, I don't know, man. This is hard.
That's
What do
okay.
I want to see? I want to see more card draw. Actually, I want to see
Uh-huh.
more card draw. I want to see a card. I'm not sure about the stats or where, as long as it's not in red at the moment. But I would love to see or blue. I want to see. I want to see it in what do we have left? Green. Yeah, green doesn't need anything at the moment. Maybe in yellow. card gone in yellow would be pretty nice, I think.
Yeah, they only have the Khajiit at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. The draw one every
Yeah,
time it pilfers. But the same
I
green,
think it
green
would.
doesn't have too much as well, other than cycle. Like they just have the Khajiit that when it kills something 4/6. So they're definitely
That's
low on
true, but
card draw.
I don't think green needs something at the moment. I think green is already pretty up there. So I would love to see a draw mechanic for yellow, so, just so that tokens work out a little bit better. Maybe purple. I don't know, something like that. That's what I want to see. I want to see more card draws so that people don't really complain too much about the draw.
Yeah, that'd be cool. All right,
Yeah.
any last thoughts you have for anyone that wants to know something about you or anything? And by the way, guys, you can see in the background Boomslife, twitch.tv/BoomsLifeTV. That is his Twitch. Go follow him now. He's an amazing streamer. But anything else you want to say?
Thank you for the shout out. Thank you for the shout out, and I just want to make it clear that I absolutely love Monk, and I will keep experimenting with Monk. I will keep trying different things out, and I just want to throw out there that I'm definitely the Monk player you should be looking for. If you want to learn Monk, just ask me questions as well. Come to my Twitch, ask questions in the chat, and we're gonna have some fun. I will answer everything that I see, obviously. So if you have questions, come to the chat, and I'll answer them.
All right, well, that'll be the end of the video. See you guys later, and I love. Hope you have a great night, great day, wherever you're from. As my good friend Sean would say, and I love you all. You want to say bye to them as well, Boomslife?
Thanks to everybody, guys. Thank you so much.